You're listening to The Pump Fake.
All right, welcome into the Pump Fake, everybody. Brought to you by FanDuel. Jarrett Bailey here with you, as always, joined by my very handsome friend from CBS Sports and maybe a potential future VH1 show, Joe Ceraulo. How you doing, buddy?
Is VH1 still a thing?
I don't know.
Do they still exist?
I don't know. Maybe they got bought out by like MTV or something, but they were a thing back in the day. You ever watch? You ever watch Rock of Love?
I didn't.
Oh.
I feel like what were the really trashy dating shows I watched?
That was one of them.
Parental Control.
Rock of Love was basically just The Bachelor, but with Bret Michaels and a bunch of like Alabama sevens trying to compete for his love. It was the greatest thing ever.
What constitutes an Alabama seven? That's what I want to know now.
Like
now that we've opened up this bag, like
like a lip ring, some like usually like a dirty blonde, but with like streaks of pink in it. Okay. They're dressed like roadies.
One eyebrow's got like a streak in it. It's the different color from the rest of the eyebrow.
Sure. We could go with that. But like, It was just such like a 2007 show. And it was, I mean, if you haven't watched it and you go into the mindset of, this is going to be complete trash, you'll enjoy it. It's very funny if you go in with that mindset.
I mean, most of them are really trashy.
I mean, Flavor Flav had one for a little bit.
Oh, that's incredible.
Yeah.
Flavor Flav. Wow.
Yeah. I think there was multiple seasons
remarkable.
of the Flavor Flav dating show.
I mean, when I think back to being a kid and like watching MTV with my older stepbrothers, because I would never have been allowed to get away with watching it on my own, right? I'm talking, 8 years old. Parental Control. What was the one where there was one where they like go through your room? I think nothing about the person except like what their bedroom looks like.
Dude, I don't remember the name. Somebody, if we're doing this live, if anybody in the YouTube comments remembers it. Oh my God, yes.
Yeah, throw that in the comments, please, guys.
I totally forgot about that show. Oh gosh. I'm gonna have to look up like the MTV programming schedule from like 2004 and hope that I hit the jackpot, because that show was, oh man, that's good. That's the good stuff right there. We're not even going to talk about football today. We're just gonna talk about MTV. No, we'll talk about ball a little bit. For anybody who missed it yesterday, these are my best bets of the week. We'll let Joey judge them real quick. Bills -1.5, Eagles -11.5, Jets +13.5, Bengals -2.5 or +2.5, excuse me, and then Arizona +9.5. I saw briefly did you post your Ceraulo pick 6 yet?
I have not.
Okay.
This is the first reveal for the week. I can tell you that we don't have none of your 5 best bets line up with my 6.
Oh my, we're going to be going against.
I think I'm only fading you on one of the 5.
Oh, okay. Well, that's a plus.
So they're mainly different games, and I will say one that I heavily considered was the Cardinals +9.5.
I really like Arizona +9.5.
It's got a backdoor feel to it, doesn't it?
Yeah, I mean, they're coming off a horrid performance against the Rams. They usually, if you look at like the first half of the year, they lost like 5 games by a combined 14 points.
Yeah.
And Houston's offense isn't one that's going to put up a bunch of points. So I think that's where I love the number. 9.5 feels huge. Houston doesn't win huge.
Right. I mean,
in
they
this
did
win
just
streak.
beat the Chiefs by 10, which would have, that would have counted as a cover. But I feel like this one has Houston being up by 14, 16 all over it, and Arizona just scoring a meaningless touchdown at the end there to cut it to single digits.
That's good. Let's see. Houston's only 3-3 against the spread as favorites this year. The Cardinals 5-1 against the spread on the road. So anybody looking for a little bit of juice on that?
Cardinals lately though have been pretty much on the fade train, haven't they?
Yeah, I mean they hit that wall. I know you made a little bit of money on them against Green Bay when the Packers got stuck on the tarmac.
I had the Cardinals in that one.
Yeah.
Faded them last week, laid 8.5 with the Rams. And
I also laid 8.5 with the Rams last week.
Could have gone all spread up to like 31.5.
You could have. Yes.
Crazy.
But we'll go through every game, give you a little bit of juice that we like on each of them, pick each game, and that'll be that. Should we start in Seattle with Old Man Rivers?
Let's get sleepless in Seattle. I love it.
Yeah, I love it too. The Colts plus 13.5. I'll admit I bet Colts plus 13.5 because I believe in miracles and I believe in great stories and I believe in Phillip Rivers. I think that the synergy with him and Shane Steichen will be enough to at least cover. It's a 2-touchdown spread. The Colts defensively this year as well with Lou Anarumo. I've liked what they've done. Seattle. I had Seattle. I'm sorry, I had Atlanta plus 6.5 last week against Seattle, and it looked really good for the first half, and then it went to hell there. I know that one of your pick six last week is Seattle laying the points with them, and that worked out very much in your favor. But I think I'm taking Indy to cover, Seattle to win, but I think that the best story of the week could be if Phillip Rivers leads the Colts into Seattle and somehow pulls off a miracle win.
If they win it outright, absolutely. By the way, Rivers, older than Shane Steichen?
Yeah.
Yeah, I saw rumors that he was the one who gave Steichen like the birds and the bees talk when he finally hit puberty. I mean, bizarre.
I think he's
3
years older than Steichen. Yeah,
absolutely.
It's not bizarre. A ton, but yeah, he is older.
Yeah, they could talk about like parenting techniques on the sideline and stuff.
Right.
I laid 13 with Seattle. I got a flat 13.
Oh, did you?
I laid it. I think what you just said would be a phenomenal story. Phillip Rivers coming back out of retirement, first time since that playoff game in 2021, leading the Colts to an outright victory, saving their season, going to the playoffs. What is much more realistic, I believe, is Phillip Rivers ending up in an air cast and an ambulance being needed on the field. This is going to get really ugly really quickly. Seattle had the slow start last week against Atlanta, knotted up at 6 at halftime, blew the doors off the Dirty Birds in the second half. I think this is going to be just an annihilation start to finish.
Yeah, I like I said, Seattle, all likelihood will win. Although if you want to get crazy, the money line on FanDuel for the Colts is plus 750, which is, I mean, that's high. Seattle will win.
Team that was 7-1 a few weeks ago.
Yeah.
They could go 8-9. I mean, no. Look at their schedule; it's brutal. It's a gauntlet.
Yeah, there's no gimmies there. I mean, there's not going to be a gimme when you have a 44-year-old quarterback who has been retired for 4 years. Like he's been retired for an entire presidential term in terms of like how long he's been out. That's
true.
A
that
long
playoff
time.
Game might have coincided with like Biden's inauguration in January 2021.
Yeah,
I want to say the playoff game was was it January 8th, 2021?
Yeah, somewhere in there.
Because it was the same day that gambling was legalized in New York. They legalized it. It coincided with the playoffs.
I think that's playoffs. Very funny that that's basically a holiday for you and you remember it. The exact
date. Mean, it's honestly the high point of the 2020s. We've had a pandemic and we just got Trump back. Like all I've had to look forward to was gambling getting legalized.
All right, so we're both going to take the Colts here. I'm taking the Colts. You're taking Seattle. You're laying the points with the Seahawks. I'm taking the points with the Colts. Both of us picking Seattle to win.
Yeah.
All right. Let's go to Los Angeles. The Rams, 5.5-point favorites against a Lions team that getting a little bit desperate now. They're outside of the playoff picture as it currently stands. A loss would give them they're 6th on the year and send them to 8-6. That's not a great spot to be in when you consider the NFC playoff picture. They would fall, a game and a half behind the 49ers. Yeah. It's a very deep, I mean, both conferences are pretty deep in terms of the win-loss record. So Detroit going on the road. I'm going to take Detroit plus 5.5. I just think that with all the talent that they have offensively, this will feel like a Jared Goff, hey, like I have something to prove game going back to Los Angeles and facing McVay. It won't change how I feel about the Rams, even if the Lions win outright. I think the Rams are, the best team in football. They had a stinker against Carolina a couple weeks ago. They came out and obliterated the Cardinals. So to me, they're still the favorite to come out of the NFC. But a desperate Lions team with Jahmyr Gibbs, you can make the argument right now, the best running back in football. And I really like what they've done defensively this year. Kevin Shepherd has done a really good job with that unit. So I'll take the Lions to cover a 5.5-point spread. And if you want some juice on them to win outright, plus 220, that might be worth laying a little bit of change on.
Yeah, you mentioned Gibbs. Good luck trying to tackle him if you're playing Kill the Carrier or whatever other people call that. By the way, I have to say, I'm just gonna. I mean, this like needs to be discussed, right? I never heard of that name. What
really?
John said on Prime.
Like, what did you call it as a kid?
Kill the Carrier. That was the only thing I've known it as my whole life. I never.
What a progressive neighborhood you lived in.
I never knew it as smear anything like that. Shocked me when he said that. I was like, "What's he talking about?" And then I went on Twitter. And via the tweeter, I learned that Kill the Carrier was also called I even saw depending on where you grew up, some people called it Kill the Man. Not very inclusive.
Kill
of
the
women
man.
Not very inclusive of women and non-binary people, if you ask me.
I gotta tell you,
I never heard of smear the. That shocked me.
I've only ever heard it called that. So that
I was playing it in Brooklyn. It's not like I was playing it in like little liberal, I mean, I know Brooklyn votes blue, but it's like nothing politically correct about, growing up hanging out in Brooklyn. Like it was always kill the carrier.
Yeah, I had never heard kill the carrier. It was always the other name when I was a kid. Yeah, I'm surprised.
That's bizarre. I mean, anyway, back to Gibbs and the Lions. I'm with you.
Yeah.
No, I just you mentioned Gibbs, and I'm like, who the hell could catch him in a game of kill the carrier? I took the points with Detroit. To me, 5.5. I got 6. Way too many. The Rams, we agree wholeheartedly. Best team in football.
Yeah.
But when you look at this Lions team, right, it's like their pass rush, really good. O-line, really good. Quarterback, really good. It's like everything they're really good at, the Rams just happen to be a smidge better at, but the Lions are still a top-tier team. I think that they are truly better than their record indicates. And the last 2 times these teams played, playoff game, January 2024, last year, opening night, week 1, 2024. After 60 minutes, the games were either decided by 1 or tied. Ended up landing on 6. Lions won it in overtime week 1 last year. But these are really evenly matched teams. Great coaches. Obviously, McVay is, the better of the 2 coaches, but 5.5, 6 seems like too big of a number here. So Detroit, they're going to have any shot at, having any hope, even if they lose outright, because they're probably going to be 2 games behind the Niners, who host Tennessee.
Yeah.
So we're looking at 10-4 versus 8-6. But I'll buy in on Detroit maybe finishing the year 11-6 if they can fight in this one.
I can get on board with that. I think there's still going to be a playoff team. Obviously, there's still a month left where things can get shaken up a little bit, but there will be a good team left out of the postseason. I don't think it's going to be Detroit. So we're in agreement there. Are you picking them outright to win? I'm sorry.
No. Rams, okay. I think win, but Lions cover.
Okay. I might pick the Lions outright here. I think a desperate team. We'll see a little bit of that kneecap biting. And I think that when you get desperate, you need to win. So I don't know if I'm going to bet them to win outright. I'm certainly going to bet. I'll take the points there, but in terms of picks, I'll cautiously say Detroit to win. Let's go to Buffalo and New England. The Bills 1.5 favorites on the road in Foxborough. Apparently a lot of snow supposed to hit the Massachusetts area. So maybe consecutive weeks of snow games for the Bills. I'm going to lay 1.5 with Buffalo. I don't think they're going to get swept by New England. They haven't been swept by New England since 2019, I believe. And that was the last year that Brady was in New England. So it's been a while. And I don't know. I think that Buffalo's just kind of is about to hit this like big stride where, all right, playoffs are, less than a month away. Josh Allen's really finding his groove, and they're finding their groove defensively as well with all these splash plays that they've had over the past few weeks. And, for people to say, splash plays aren't sustainable, not, throughout multiple seasons, but through like a month, when you start getting hot, things just tend to fall your way. And with Buffalo, that seems to be the case. Don't know if Christian Benford's going to be playing in this game. He's dealing with a toe injury, but they are getting Joey Bosa back. They are getting right tackle Spencer Brown back. And if the game, comes down to being in the elements, I just really love what Buffalo can do with both Josh Allen and James Cook. New England's still a very good team. I don't buy into all of look at who they've played. Well, they've already beaten Buffalo once. They went on the road to beat a Tampa team who was at least, something at the time. It's not looking at like a great win now. But I still buy New England. I just think Buffalo will get their win back. I'll lay 1.5 here.
Yeah, this one's tough. I stayed away. I mean, you mentioned the elements. Definitely with Allen and Cook, there's an advantage there with the elements. New England, not having Will Campbell, that left side of the offensive line being injured, that concerns me. But, it concerned me a couple weeks ago. I thought the Giants might be able to hang in, keep it close, and cover 7.5. And that was the ugliest first half of a game I've ever seen. This is so tough. New England's got the coaching advantage.
They do.
I believe they have the defensive advantage.
I would also agree.
They've got the home field advantage, and Drake May this year is like not far off from Josh Allen, but I'm going to go with the Bills just because, like you said, it's hard for me to see Buffalo going 0-2 to New England.
I agree.
I mean, this New England team, by the way, when they hired Vrabel, I said they'll win 8 or 9 games this year, and they'll be a playoff team and a force in 2026. They wasted no time. There was no acclamation. There was no, all right, well, we won 4 games a year ago. Let's double that this year, and then let's get to 12 next. Like, they just went from 4 to maybe the best record in football. I mean, what a job Vrabel's done. I'm going to go Bills in a close one. They haven't lost since, week 3, New England? Like, they got to lose another game, right?
Yeah, I think they won 10 in a row at this point. So eventually it'll happen. And
they got Baltimore next week where they're, I think, already early underdogs. I don't know if they should be underdogs in that game. Like, this might be their only shot for a loss between now and the playoffs. And sometimes it's good to get one out of the way before the postseason.
Right. And I think with Buffalo, I think I've said all I can really say. I just don't think they're going to get swept by New England. And it's a slightly different offense than what it was in week 5 when these two teams played.
Sure.
Buffalo hasn't brought in any like superstar names, but getting Gabe Davis back, the chemistry that he has with Josh Allen, maybe we see a little bit more of Brandon Cooks. They haven't done a great job front office wise in building like a talent pool on offense. The offense is far too reliant on James Cook and Josh Allen, but when you have those two guys, they can mask a lot of stuff.
I got to say, last thing on this game, it's more on the Buffalo Bills in this game. I have never seen a franchise bring back so many guys that they let walk and test.
Oh, dude, that's their MO.
I mean, Micah Hyde, right? Jordan Poyer, Gabe Davis. It's
Jordan
like, hey,
Phillips.
Go walk, go out there, see what's better for you monetarily, and then like, hey, come back after you flop. It's wild.
It's such a frustrating. I mean, I cover the Bills pretty closely, and it is so frustrating just the lack of ideas that seem to come from that front office, because it's not just those guys. It's Jordan Phillips, the defensive tackle, who albeit had a batted pass last week that led to the AJ Epinesa pick. It's Balin Spector, who isn't good at football, that constantly gets a practice squad spot and usually ends up playing a game or two. It's just a bunch of like guys. And I just don't understand not going outside your ecosystem to bring in different things when you already know, the vast majority of what these guys are capable of. Doesn't make sense to me either. Believe me, it's not a trend that only you have noticed.
But I feel like it somewhat works for them. Like Micah Hyde might go test the waters elsewhere, do nothing, come back, make a big play. Gabe Davis had a big, was it 3rd or 4th down conversion on like a square out route to the sideline last week? Massive conversion. I mean, Gabe Davis, we haven't heard that name in how long? So, it's like something about being back in the system, that level of comfortability, working with Allen. It does work for the Bills. Obviously, it hasn't worked in terms of achieving that ultimate goal, winning the Super Bowl. But I feel like Micah Hyde, Gabe Davis, these guys offer more in Buffalo than they would elsewhere.
Oh, for sure. I agree on that. Let's go to Jacksonville. The Jets, 13.5 point dogs. I wouldn't be surprised if that number dips another half point before Sunday. Brady Cook going to start another game. Both Tyrod Taylor and Justin Fields hurt. Jacksonville's been on a bit of a tear themselves. Trevor Lawrence has played really good football over the last 3 weeks. I'm still going to take the points with the Jets. Jacksonville's just one of those teams I don't trust, man. I like Trevor Lawrence. I trust that the Jaguars will be a playoff team. But they're also one of those weird teams that they'll show up and they'll beat the Chiefs on a Monday night, and then they'll go overseas and get beat by 4 touchdowns by a good team in the Rams. So they're very volatile, are the Jaguars. After the trade deadline, like the Jets, they're not a great team by any means, but they had a stretch there for a little bit. They beat Atlanta in a game-winning kick. They've beaten Cincinnati this year. After trading Quinnen Williams and Sauce Gardner, defensively, they've held up pretty well. Last week, they get blown up by the Dolphins. I think they bounce back a little bit. Don't win. Jaguars will still win, but I'll have the Jets covering the 13.5.
Like a fool, I bet the Jets last week against Miami. I said one thing is going to happen for the first time. Either the Jets beat Tua for the first time, or Tua wins a game colder than 40 degrees for the first time. I didn't think Tua was going to do it. The Jets looked awful. I mean, if Tyrod Taylor is a go in this one, I'm saying maybe they cover. No Taylor. I mean, look, I don't like the Jaguars much more than you do. I think maybe a dash more than you, but not much. A month ago, I'd have said the same thing. They were on my do not bet list a month ago. You can't figure this team out. They're volatile. They're sporadic. They're all over the place. The Jaguars should beat the Jets about 31-9 in this game. So I'm not betting it IRL, as the kids say, but I will, for the sake of this segment, pick the Jaguars minus 13.5.
Yeah, I love Trevor Lawrence, and I think
makes one of us.
Yeah, I know.
I actually don't. I really am
I've
not
gone
a huge...
back and I was every offseason for like the last 3 years after the playoff win against the Chargers and like the nice performance against the Chiefs, all the radio spots and TV spots I do talking about how great Trevor Lawrence is. I look like a genius. He's made me look good at times and also very bad at times. I like Trevor, and I think Liam Cohen's done a really good job. And defensively, I mean, we talk about takeaways and whatnot. This team is very good at taking the football away. I think that the Jets are going to do all they can to make Brady Cook a complete non-factor in this game. They're going to run as much as they possibly can.
But then you see as a defense, like, I mean, if you have a defensive coordinator with literally a third of a brain,
sure.
I mean, you eliminate Hall out of the game, right?
Yeah.
You zone in on the run, you take Hall out of the game, and then what can the Jets do? It's like last week, this year, I only made 17 bets on college football the whole season. And, I tracked them all on my Twitter. I've got the spreadsheet. 11-6. So I was fairly decent at picking my spots. I was not a volume guy. I don't, college football. I don't prioritize the way I do college hoops or the NFL. But I went 11 out of 17, and I was talking about Georgia-Bama. It was the only championship game I bet last weekend. And Alabama has no run game. So, the approach I took was Georgia's going to make them one-dimensional. They can't run the ball, and Georgia has a phenomenal run defense as is. So if Bama's not going to be able to run the ball, Georgia's going to zone in on Simpson the whole time. Simpson had a crap game, right? So I look at this, and, I don't know if Cook's an upgrade over Simpson over at Alabama. So Jacksonville, if they can just take care of the Jets' run game, make Cook one-dimensional, my goodness, it's going to be a long day.
It very well could be. I mean, this is the Jaguars team who did beat Tennessee, I think, 25-3. They have, a blowout on their resume. So I could be wrong here.
Last week with the Colts, they took Taylor out of the game.
They did, yeah, and they won by 17. So maybe that's another thing, though. I just don't know if I believe in this Jaguars team being a consistent blowout team. So I don't know. I think they'll win regardless. But if it's by like 12, I don't think anybody's going to look at it weird and be like, all right, yeah, I won by 2 scores, and that, good for the Jaguars. We touched on this game a little bit already, but Cardinals at Houston, Arizona plus 9.5. It is one of my 5 best bets. And again, for anybody just tuning in, 5-1 on the road are the Cardinals against the spread. Houston only 3-3 as favorites this season. I think it's a bounce back spot for the Cardinals to at least keep the game close. I think Houston wins. Defensively, they've been awesome, but offensively, they don't put up a ton of points. They don't win a lot of, 30-10 type games. So I will take Houston to win, but I'll take the points with Arizona.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, Jarrett, I'm going to cook up some weird, maybe we can do it before we sign off last segment, a weird alt spread parlay.
Oh, let's do it. Yeah, I'm in.
This week.
Yeah.
This I will include Houston minus maybe like a 2.5.
That's fine. I think that's good.
But I'm with you on Arizona. And like we said earlier, we touched on this. I'll be brief here, but I think this, of all the big spreads, there's Titans, Niners, there's Jaguars, Jets, there's Seahawks, Colts. I believe there's 4 total spreads of 9 or more.
There's a lot of huge numbers this week.
Yeah. Eagles, Raiders.
Eagles, Raiders.
That's 11.5, I think. So, all right. So 5 games, practically a third of the games have a spread of 9 or more. I think this lends itself to the one that could be the biggest backdoor potential. And for that reason, Sharks. I'm on the Cardinals plus 9.5.
All right. Well, hey, you know what? You brought it up. Let's do that real quick then. Let's cook up an alt spread parlay then for the. So we're gonna go.
You've got FanDuel open, right?
I've got it open right now. So you want to go Houston minus 2.5? Is that what we're looking at right now?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So let's do that. Let's get that as our first leg here.
Do we go Seahawks 6.5?
Oh, not a bad shout. You're going to look real foolish when Phillip Rivers waddles his ass into Seattle and puts up the performance of a lifetime.
Waddles or rolls in a wheelchair? I mean,
yeah, one of the two.
My goodness.
Any of the above. 6.5. All right, let's see. Let me get the alt spreads pulled up for that game real quick. All right,
Phillip Rivers is so old, he aged out of the no meat on Fridays thing during Lent.
Oh, is that not a thing for the Catholic Church anymore?
I think when you're 60, they let you stop doing that.
I find it very fun. Like, I'm not a religious guy per se, but I do find it funny. Like, when I was a kid, there were certain things that were like, the church looked at as like frowned upon, and now there's like, what the hell? Yeah, you do whatever the hell you want.
As someone who is Catholic,
yeah,
who doesn't eat meat on Fridays during Lent, that's probably like the most strict rule.
When is Lent? I feel like Lent's
like the 40 days leading up to Easter.
Okay.
So it's like 6 Fridays, right?
Is that when the people walk around with the cross on their foreheads?
Ash Wednesday is the start to Lent. Yes.
So, all right. I was on the right track.
It begins. That's when it commences. I will say, as a Catholic, as someone who does not eat meat on those 6 Fridays a year, right, leading up to it, it's freaking man-made rules, right? I mean, last I checked, Jesus was never like, yo, 6 Fridays, don't eat meat. Like, I mean, fish, that's cool, but no meat. I don't recall that conversation ever going down. It's all man-made rules. But yeah, Phillip Rivers, the point of it is he's old as shit. And I think it's going to be a really long bet. Who's the backup quarterback? Isn't Riley Leonard hurt?
Riley Leonard is hurt. I don't know if I don't know if he's like not going to play hurt. He was just dealing with like a knee injury, but I do believe that he is dealing with something.
Bizarre.
I think that we have slight breaking news not pertaining to football. Well, kind of pertaining to football, but like the personal life of one Joshua Patrick Allen. Breaking news here, Joe.
Is Haley pregnant?
Josh Allen is going to be a father.
Oh, baby.
There's going to be a baby winter soldier running around.
To more than just the Jets fan base? To
more than just the New York Jets and Miami Dolphins. Yeah, he just posted it on his Instagram that they are. Oh, yeah. There was a lot of speculation going around because they had like some sort of like red carpet event. She was wearing a very like over. It looked like she was hiding a baby. Yeah. So, all right. Well,
I give my dad a lot of shit for he used to be good friends with Haley Steinfeld's uncle.
No kidding.
And I give my dad a lot of shit for not maintaining that friendship because it could have been me. It could have been me.
All right.
You know the body by Jake guy, right? Like back in like the 80s, like the workout videos, body by Jake.
Oh, sure. Yeah.
Jake Steinfeld.
Oh, Haley's uncle. That's him? I didn't know that.
My dad and him used to work out together. They were friends together when my dad was an actor out here in LA. And I'm like, really, Dad? You couldn't have worked a little harder to maintain that friendship? Like maybe a little harder than you worked on your marriages. Maintain that friendship, and I could have been with Haley Steinfeld at the end.
What an interesting life you live. Well, congratulations to Josh Allen and Haley Steinfeld. I have found Seattle minus 6.5. Yeah.
Okay,
Seattle,
so let's cook this parlay up.
Seattle minus 6.5, minus 310. It's not bad to throw on there.
Okay, so we've got that. We've got Houston minus 2.5.
Okay. You wanted to go Philadelphia and the Raiders. I think that is 5.5, 6.5.
I don't need that one personally.
No?
There's just something about the Raiders.
The Eagles, there's something about the Eagles I don't trust. Kenny Pickett is starting this game for the Raiders. If that changes your mind at all.
A little revenge game.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know if there's a revenge.
Let's stay away from that. I don't know. I mean, maybe I sound like paranoid. We could go Eagles 2.5, but what's
yeah, I was going to say, I think it could be a low scoring game. There's no value really in adding on that and risking it. So I can get on board with that. What was the other big number we were looking at here?
What about
Titans 49ers?
Yeah. 3.5. Is there better value staying on the opposite side of 3?
Let's look. The 49ers have been kind of, I
don't love them, but like to cover against the Panthers. I took the Panthers plus 7.5 and that blew up.
So 3.5 is minus 460. 4.5 is minus 390.
What's 2.5?
2.5 is minus 700. It's almost not even worth throwing.
So there is a really big jump from 2.5 to 3.5.
Would you want to go
3.5?
Let's go 3.5.
They should win by double digits, but
yeah, they should. Let's go 3.5. We're almost at plus money with these 3.
Okay, that's good.
Yeah, if we can get one more on here and be able to get plus money out of this, that's pretty exciting.
So wait, we have Seahawks, Texans, Niners.
Seahawks, Texans, Niners.
I took a screenshot because I was like, I haven't placed it yet, but I was cooking one up earlier in the week. Jaguars minus 2.5 or 3.5.
I'm down for that.
I could even go like 6.5 on all these. But let's. What's the difference? Jacksonville 2.5 to 3.5.
Let's look here. Let me scroll down. The difference is so at minus 2.5. Same thing with Niners. It goes from 700 to minus 480.
Yeah, let's go 3.5. I mean, they'll win that game by 4 or more.
So at this point, we have now reached plus 139. So we are at plus.
We're getting plus 140 on like all these double-digit favorites.
Almost $1.40.
I can't wait to see Cam Ward beat Sam.
That's what I'm saying. One of these, Cam. It would be Cam Ward or Brady Cook's going to go have the game of his life against the Jaguars.
What are some of the other games? We can't go Ravens Bengals. We can't go Bills Pats.
We can't go Ravens Bengals?
I don't think.
No?
Oh, how about a Chargers like plus 10.5?
Let's see what we're looking at here then.
Yeah.
I don't trust the Chargers and the Chiefs are both teams I've sworn off for the rest of the year because I usually bet against the Chargers when it comes to them covering, and I usually bet with the Chiefs, and both of them screwed me.
With their defense, I mean, are they going to get blown out in this one?
I don't think it'll be a blowout.
A 9-degree or a 16-degree game. Excuse me, 9 degrees is Bengals. Ravens.
Oh wow!
Yeah,
I didn't realize it was going to be that cold. I mean, I guess it is.
Like 16 degrees.
December.
What would how about Chargers 10.5 be?
Chargers plus 15.5 is minus 480.
Wow. Okay, that's not
13.5 is minus 360.
What is 10.5?
10.5 is minus 265.
You want to throw that in there?
Let's see what that brings it to. Come on. All right, so that takes us up to plus 230.
Okay. All right. 90-cent move. 90-cent move. I'm almost like tempted. Like, what if we went Lions plus 7.5?
I'm okay with it.
I bet Detroit straight.
Let's do it here. Let's see what it takes.
What is 7.5?
7.5 for the Lions.
This is DGen Central, hosted by
Jarrett.
Yeah.
Ceraulo. Welcome into. All right, we're cooking up something. You hear that? You hear the little shaker, little sizzle in the background. We are hashtag cooking.
Shakers going.
There you go. What is that, by the way?
If I say it, then you're gonna call me smeared.
I won't, dude. I promise you. Whatever.
It was a banana cream latte.
Oh, never. I might say. Never mind.
Smear the alphabet.
Banana cream.
So there's a coffee shop just opened up down the block called La La Land.
Great movie.
Yeah, I never saw it. Great coffee.
Really?
Shop. Yeah. The thing is, most of their drinks are iced only. Okay. And they opened up. Remember, I think I was on your show the week that they had their grand opening. It was freezing and pouring rain in LA. It was like 50 degrees, pouring rain, just disastrous weather. And so like I was going because they had a 7-day stretch where all their drinks were 50% off. I was going every day because normally I make my coffee myself. This is the first time I've gone since they had that promo period.
Okay.
But it's it's like 80 degrees today in LA. We've been on 3 straight days of 80 degrees.
Sounds like hell.
It's absolutely beautiful. You're a madman. You're nuts.
It is 28 degrees in Pittsburgh right now.
Yeah, that sounds like hell. It has been gorgeous here. So I'm like,
you're a New York boy and you're bitching about cold weather.
All right. Well, I've changed, Jarrett. All right. I've changed 3.5, actually almost 4 years living out here.
Wow.
So I was like, I'm going to try one of their iced drinks because most of their specialty drinks are iced. And this one is a fan favorite. It's a normal latte. And then they top it off with like a banana cream cold foam and cinnamon. And I understand what I sound like, ladies and gentlemen, but it is delicious. I understand I sound fruitier than the banana used to make the cream.
You don't got to worry about sounding fruity because like I love a pink drink from Starbucks. Those are fun. I had an eggnog latte. Was it yesterday? 2 days ago?
Unpopular opinion. I hate eggnog.
I don't think it's unpopular. I think it's very split down the middle.
Yeah. I used to like it as a kid. Mm-hmm. And then as I became an adult, I'm like, this is way too sweet for me. I can't do it. And I love a sweet treat every now and then.
I've grown, like as I've gotten older, my sweet tooth has gotten a little bit bigger. So I've had to, reel it in a little bit. But yeah, I love me anything eggnog related. This is the great time of year for me when it comes to that.
I mean, who doesn't love this time of year?
That's the best.
What did we add? Did we add Lions plus 7.5?
Lions plus 7.5 is minus 166. So that takes it up to, we're over 4-1 at that point, plus 429.
Incredible. What's the Sunday night game?
Cowboys, Vikings, and I think Dallas is going to win that pretty handedly.
Do we go Cowboys money line?
I think Cowboys money line is a fun idea.
I think we do it.
All right, let's see what that is. Yeah, it's minus 290.
6-1.
You are spot on, my friend. Plus 611.
All right. Now, because it's not a parlay unless we're sweating it out alongside Joe Buck, Troy Aikman, and the Mannings on Monday night. Do we add the Pittsburgh Steelers money
line minus 178? That takes us up. Oh, we are north of 10-1.
Ladies and gentlemen, the JBJC parlay.
Wow.
Which we will be betting together.
We'll do.
Jarrett, however much you put on this, I will Venmo you half. Venmo's not an official sponsor of this podcast.
It is not, but it could be.
I might use Zelle instead. But Venmo, if you want to, put up or shut up, right? Like I'll use you guys if you want to sponsor.
Hey, Venmo, Cash App, Zelle, MySpace, Pay.
We will discuss
whoever.
off air how much money we're putting on this parlay. But I'm gonna sound like a little kid at the playground.
We'll post it after the fact.
Yeah.
If you're watching this after the fact, I promise we'll put our money where our mouth is here. If we throw 20 on it to win 202, we split, or we could go big. We could go 25 a piece, throw 50 down on it, and make out like kings.
I mean, why not put 100 each on it? Like, are we going to keep going higher here or what? Now you've got to tell me 250.
Right, how much do you have in your savings? And we'll double that.
Jarrett, if you don't match my $2,000 on this, you're a bitch, plain and simple.
200 on it would win $2,000.
So think about what 1,000 would win.
Oh man, think about what 4,000 would win.
Jarrett, student loans, double or nothing. 40 grand.
That's a good idea.
Yeah, the 40 grand I should be putting towards my student loans, I'll put on this.
The student loans that'll probably default. Yeah, who cares?
No, who needs them?
Who needs it? Credit's not real.
This after the show, absolutely.
Yeah. All right. Well, we're hitting.
We don't even need to talk about the other games straight. Well, what fun is betting a game straight when you can do a 10-1 parlay?
That's what I'm saying. You're right. It's not. What are you doing if you're not sweating?
Right.
And having a little bit of anxiety throughout your Sunday. You see somebody drop a ball, you yell something. Your girlfriend's crying now because you keep betting the mortgage.
I broke her grandma's dresser. Oops,
yeah,
didn't realize it was a hand-me-down.
Yeah, God forbid. All right. Chargers Chiefs. Are you going Chargers plus 5.5?
Yeah, I got 6, just like the Lions game. Frigid temps. I'm leading with that defense. Here's how I see LA's defense: 5th in sack percentage, 2nd in interception percentage, 2nd in EPA against the pass. I just, I don't trust Justin Herbert right now. I bet the Eagles incorrectly Monday night, but my rationale was spot on. I said Herbert was going to get sacked a ton. He got sacked 7 times. I said he was going to be a non-factor. He was a minimal factor. He was not great. Completion percentage was under 50. So, if Jalen Hurts throws 3 INTs instead of 4, I'm sitting pretty with that win Monday night. The Chargers won in spite of Herbert, not because of him. They won because of that defense. And that defense, I think, is going to be less impacted by the frigid conditions than Herbert. Both offensive lines severely banged up. I think it's going to be a low-scoring, close game. Usually low-scoring games correlate to the dog when you're getting a spread as wide as 5.5 or 6. So I'm taking the Chargers plus the points.
I will cautiously take the Chargers in terms of the points. I will take the Chiefs to win. The game being in Arrowhead, I think a Harrison Butker field goal could decide it.
Ooh.
And
if he misses, does he have to go back to the kitchen?
Maybe. Oh, dude, that's my favorite bit right now. Every time he misses, go make me a sandwich, Butker.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, it's the best. And in terms of the Chiefs defense, you brought up the pressure that Herbert's been under in terms of the offensive line struggling for them. The Chiefs haven't, gotten a ton of pressure on the quarterback. They also they've struggled getting off the field on 3rd down. So I do think that defensively for Kansas City, there could be a little bit of issues there. Obviously, Spags is a great defensive coordinator, but everything that they've done this season, especially like Thanksgiving against Dallas, where
inexcusable.
Dak and George Pickens just picked them apart. I think that we could see something similar to that. So I will take the Chargers.
1-4 in their last 5, and they don't have a win in regulation.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm shocked at what we're looking at. I'm astounded.
Yeah, so I'll take the points with the Chargers. I think the Chiefs will win and keep their playoff hopes alive. But if they get to 6-8, man, I will be astounded.
Yeah. I mean, I think they win, but nothing surprising. I mean, they should have beaten the Texans.
Should have.
Cover, maybe not, but beat Houston at home, yeah.
Kenny Pickett and the Raiders taking on the Eagles in Philadelphia. 11.5 are the Eagles. I'm taking the Eagles to very cautiously taking the Eagles to cover here. I'm going to lay the 11.5.
Is this in your 5 best bets?
Yeah.
Wow. So much for very cautiously.
Yeah, maybe it's not too cautiously. I don't know. I think that the Raiders are just god-awful. They fired so many people at this point. Kenny Pickett's going to be the starting quarterback. You know how I feel about Kenny Pickett. I'm a Steelers fan, and I was traumatized. I still have PTSD. So I think that eventually you got to get that get-right game. I don't think that this is, 2023 Eagles. I think that this is still a team that's, going to be a tough out when the postseason rolls around, and still think that they'll win the division. If they lose to the Raiders, or if the Raiders, keep it within a score and it's, comes down to the final minute, then maybe I'll reassess that. But this is the perfect time. This is Alabama playing like Wofford before the Iron Bowl. This is your perfect get right game. This is your perfect tune-up game. Go beat the hell out of a bad Raiders team at home. Get it done. So I'm going to lay the points with the Philadelphia Eagles. And I'm going to put my nuts on the table and say it'll happen.
If the Eagles are up 14 with a minute to go, Pete Carroll is a man of the betting.
Oh,
community.
yeah, he is.
He will kick that fucking field goal to make it an 11-point game and cover the number.
With a bullet.
Give me the Raiders, because Pete Carroll cares about covering spreads more than he cares about winning games.
All right. Ravens.
That's all I have to say about that game.
That's fair.
Brutal.
Ravens, Bengals. The Bengals getting 2.5 at home. I'm going to take the Bengals, not only to cover, I think they're going to win outright. The Ravens, man, are a paper tiger. I don't even know if we can call them paper tigers at this point. They didn't have any roar to begin with. Lamar Jackson
they
clearly
did week
not.
one.
Yeah, and then Buffalo kicked the shit out of them in the final 3 minutes.
Yeah,
so
unreal.
I think that Lamar Jackson clearly not 100%, maybe 70% at this point. And the rest of that offense, Derrick Henry hasn't been good this year. Zay Flowers hasn't been himself this year, and defensively they've gotten better over since Lamar Jackson's gotten back, but that's still not a unit that I'm like horrified of. I think with a pissed off Joe Burrow kind of going out to prove a point, they still have very slim playoff hopes, because they could still mathematically win the AFC North. Even though T. Higgins isn't playing in this game, I think talent-wise, offensively, the Bengals are just going to will it into existence and beat Baltimore straight up. So give me not only the points, but give me the outright win for the Bengals at plus 124.
I'll go Ravens minus 2.5. I'm going to hold my nose. I'm going to hate myself. I'm probably going to consider, I can't say that's too far. 9 degrees at kickoff.
Yeah,
is what I'm looking at here. Now, you said his name, and he has had a down year, and he is Derrick Henry. But 9 degrees. If there is a game where a linebacker, or God forbid, a D-back, a safety, or a nickel doesn't want to see Derrick Henry running their way, it's a 9-degree game. I'm going to say,
are we throwing a Derrick Henry anytime touchdown into our parlay?
I mean, we would be seriously deranged not to. I think we are.
I think that might be an addition.
It just seems like the conditions are prime for the Ravens to run all over, right? You remember that Ravens-Steelers playoff game, obviously? Wild card weekend?
Yeah.
Freezing conditions. Lamar and Henry ran all over the Steelers. I feel like it's going to be a similar style of game. These temps hurt you throwing the ball. They help you running the ball. And the Ravens, even though he's had a down year, still have Derrick Henry. I'll go Ravens, just like the Bills, to not go 0-2 against their current premier rival.
All right. Your Giants hosting the Commanders. They are only 2.5-point favorites. What are we doing? Give me the Giants handedly here.
Handedly?
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't. Do you know who's playing defense for the Commanders? It's like old
You and
Bobby
me.
Wagner.
Yeah.
You and I, if we're not doing anything.
I mean,
else.
the Giants defense is like right there with Cincinnati is the worst in football.
That's true.
I think the NFC East has like 3 of the bottom 4 defenses in football.
Because Dallas is in the conversation for worst defense as well.
I might need to look this up real quick.
I know Cincinnati's in last in terms of total
I didn't
yards.
do anything to hurt my picture, did I?
No.
I just pulled up another website as I'm going to defensive EPA. All right, let's look bottom 4. Holy shnoikies. Wow. Bengals 32nd, Commies 31, Dallas 30, Giants 29. NFC East has 3 of the worst 4 defenses.
Yeah, not good. But
that's crazy.
In terms of offensive EPA, I would probably bet Washington's also in the bottom 10. Marcus Mariota starting this game. They don't have any receivers that scare you outside of Terry McLaurin. Is Terry McLaurin even playing? God only knows.
I mean, we'll find out Sunday morning, right? On the pregame shows that no one really watches anymore. I was just reminiscing about that the other day. How good was the ESPN
me
show?
too. Me too.
Boomer, Tom Jackson, Chris Carter, Keyshawn, and Ditka. That was the best pregame show.
That was the premier pregame show. Even back in the day when Fox NFL Sunday was still very good, when it was Terry, Howie, Michael, and Jimmy. That was great. Now it's Gronk
is too, yeah.
Gronk isn't good for TV, man. Like him and Bradshaw share like the village moron shtick, and it just doesn't work for me. Nate Burleson on CBS pisses me off to no end. No offense, Nate. I'm sure you're a nice guy. I just can't stand you on TV.
I used to watch the ESPN one with those 5 that I mentioned, and I learned something every week. I don't feel like any of these pregame shows teach me anything every week. Man, this is both of these defenses suck. I'll go Commanders plus 2.5.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Not gonna pick a winner. I'll say it ends in a tie.
That would be great. Didn't they tie a couple years ago?
They did tie a couple years ago. Yeah. I'll go Commies plus 2.5. 17-16 is going to be the final. I don't know who's going to win, but it's going to be the final.
All right. Browns Bears, another cold game in Chicago. Browns 7.5 point dogs. Give me the Browns. I'll take the points there.
Yeah. I laid 3.5 with them last week against the Titans.
I bet the under 33.5. The Titans almost covered that themselves.
Yeah. I mean, in what world Cleveland at home, in what world their defense allows 31 to Tennessee? It just baffles me. But that's been the NFL.
That's why they play the games, Bob.
The NFL this year is nuts. I mean, everything they taught us in geometry about the transitive property, throw it out the window when it applies to football. It means nothing.
Transitive property.
Falcons lose to the Jets, but beat the Bills. I mean
that's every year. You know, the Colts are the Matt Ryan led Colts beat the Chiefs when the Chiefs won the Super Bowl. Shit happens.
Right. I forgot about that.
Yeah.
Wasn't that the same day that Miami beat Buffalo? Like that was a crazy day. I want to say it was week 3.
Maybe.
All right.
Week 3 or week 4 is early in the year.
Week 3, 2022.
It might be. You might be right on. You might be right on the money there.
A little bit of tism I got in me.
That's okay. I have that as well.
If you mention a game and I'm like, oh yeah, that was the 3rd week of September.
If you give me show me a picture of like a random quarterback, doesn't matter who, between the 2000 and 2010, I'll be able to name them.
Yeah, wild. What game are we talking about?
Browns Bears 7.5.
Yeah, I'll take the points. Sure, Myles Garrett. I mean.
I just want to see Myles Garrett break the sack.
The thing is, the Bears defense is great. So
sure.
Shador might get eaten up. I could see this game being 20-10.
Yeah, that's, you might have swayed me. I think the Bears might. You know what? That's a good point.
I'll say 20-13. I'll say Browns cover on the hook.
I'll say this though about Caleb Williams. When he gets under pressure, gets a little bit quick fiery, mistake prone. Maybe the Browns do. I mean, Browns defense is terrific, barring what happened last week. I think they have a little bit of a bounce back.
Bears were in it till the end against Green Bay.
They were.
I got to give them credit for that.
Oh, sure, for sure. Tennessee, San Francisco, the 49ers 12.5 point favorites. I will lay the 12.5.
I want to fade them, but Tennessee coming off that big win.
Oh, this is peak come down.
I feel like this is going to be like a worse come down than 3 days of Molly at Coachella. Yeah, Niners laying 12.5.
Sure. You and I live different lives.
I've never been to Coachella.
I don't plan on ever going.
Nor have I ever done Molly, actually. I would love to. I would love to try. It's one of those things I want to try once, but I've never done it.
There's a very good comedian who I love, Dusty Slay, who's like, if crack wasn't addictive, I'd try it once. You go into work the next day, be like, hey, how was your weekend? You're like, pretty good. I tried crack for the first time.
I just was interviewed a month ago on a podcast of Hunter Biden describing what it's like. He should be a crack salesman. I mean, I saw that clip and I was like, fuck it, I'm sold. Sure. All right. Yeah. Twist my arm. I'll try it. It's the best thing ever. All right, Hunter, let's do it. Meet in the alley at fucking 11:30 tonight.
Oh, God. Panthers, Saints. I'll tell you what, a Tyler Shuck anytime touchdown is something that I'm very closely monitoring. Had 2 rushing touchdowns last week. I think that they're going to lean a little bit more into utilizing his legs. I think it's plus 550 right now on FanDuel. Tyler Shuck anytime touchdown. So it might be worth throwing a little bit of juice on. Carolina 2.5 point favorites. I don't know. I still don't buy the Panthers.
This is the year of road teams making sure they don't go 0-2 against the divisional rival. The Falcons did it last night on the road at Tampa. The Bills are going to do it. Contrary to your belief, the Ravens are going to do it in Cincinnati, and the Panthers are going to do it. It's in the Ceraulo pick 6. Therefore, it is written. It is law, much like whatever Bible you believe in. Carolina minus 2.5.
I'll go with you on that. I don't think the Saints are going to win 2 games in a row. I think.
How about this for a parlay, by the way?
Oh, here we go.
Bryce Young, Tyler Shuck, both anytime touchdown.
Oh God, what would that come to? This is how you actively just slowly go bankrupt.
Yep, not slowly. It'll happen fast on Sunday.
So if you wanted to go parlay Tyler Shuck and Bryce Young anytime touchdowns, it is nearly 50-1 plus 48.97.
So what I'm saying is, like, if you bet every game on the board, there's only 15 left. If you take both quarterbacks anytime touchdown and all 15, you just need one to hit, baby. It just takes one. It takes like a 6.5, 7.5% success rate to be in the green.
We are one parlay away from Aruba. That's all it ever takes.
One parlay away.
You're just one away.
Aruba.
All right.
In my case, maybe the Cayman Islands, but that's
maybe. I'll ride with you there. I'll lay the 2.5 with Carolina. This is I can't believe I didn't put this. Like, I kicked myself after my best bet show not putting this in. Green Bay minus 2.5 on the road against Denver. Yeah, laying the 2.5.
Absolutely. I got the Broncos money line.
Really?
Yeah, baby.
Oh,
Number 1
man.
in sacks. You know I'm all about sacks. Big
Sure.
sacks. Fuck yeah. Denver, at home, altitude, sacks. I'm no longer giving rationale. I'm just buzzwords, really.
Yeah. Epstein files. We'll get them all.
Yeah, I was gonna say that's what politics have become in this country, right? Just really big buzzwords, altitude, sacks. Sean Payton's daughter just got married on their bye week. Broncos.
Oh, good for her. Good for her. Yeah, I'm gonna take Green Bay minus 2.5. I'll lay the points there.
Opposite sides here. I actually in the Ceraulo pick 6, Denver is plus 2.5. I will say, not money line, but I do think that they win. They win games they have no business winning. It's bizarre.
I just eventually that bill will come due and they'll lose one. Similar to New England, where like
I don't know about at home though. If this was in Green Bay, I'm laying what would the Packers be favored if it was in Green Bay? 5.5?
I was gonna say 4.5, somewhere in there.
Yeah, I'm laying 5.5 if it's at Lambeau. But this one, I don't know. I'll take Denver as a dog.
All right, we're on opposite sides here. Minnesota and Dallas. Dallas 6.5 point favorites. I will lay the 6.5 with
Is
Dallas.
It up to 6.5? I've been seeing 5.5 all week.
Yep.
I hate it, but I'll lay it.
Yeah.
I hate it, but Minnesota looked so good against the Commanders last week.
It's
Dallas's
also the Commanders.
defense also sucks.
Yeah.
But I just think that JJ McCarthy is going to come down harder than Cam Ward.
Is the 9 meme like on the Mount Rushmore of like sports memes at this point? Because it's been beaten to death already, but it's still funny.
Yeah. I mean, I hate saying this. I kind of love watching JJ McCarthy suck because I was so on it when he was coming out of college.
Oh, yeah. I didn't like him coming out of college either.
I was like, my first ever show I did on VSiN. First ever. It was like before the draft, April of 2024. And I didn't realize we had the CEO of Circa in studio, Derek Stevens, who I never met before, who's a part owner of VSiN and obviously the landlord. The studio is in Circa, right? I didn't realize he was a Michigan guy.
Oh.
And so I said that JJ McCarthy was a slightly smarter Zach Wilson. And I felt really bad after I said that, but I stand by it.
Zach Wilson without the hose.
Right. Like, I mean, he kind of he gives off a Zach Wilson vibe. Like, oh, this guy had a great combine. Yeah, but what's he going to do in the league? Suck eggs is the answer. JJ McCarthy, not good. Out on him. Dallas minus the points.
I agree. All right. Monday night, Steelers laying a field goal against the Dolphins. No TJ Watt in this game. 3? It's only 3.
Ooh.
No TJ Watt in this game, though, because of the slightly collapsed lung that required surgery.
Yeah, that's terrifying.
Yeah, pretty crazy.
T's and P's to TJ.
Yeah.
It's only 3. I mean, I was going to reluctantly lay the 3.5. What's the temp going to be like in Pittsburgh?
Cold. It's going to be chilly. It's going to be low 20s.
Like the Family Guy weatherman.
Cold!
Cold outside!
Cold as hell!
Steelers minus 3. Tua's going to suck.
I agree. I can't see Tua winning consecutive cold weather games.
Right. Back-to-back games and 40 or below. Come on now. Come on now. Give me old man Rodgers.
I mean, Aaron's at least like consistently played in cold weather throughout his career, so I don't feel
it's the only thing he's played in. I mean, he actually sucks in the state of Florida.
Oh, well, good thing it's in
Rodgers
Pittsburgh.
sucks in the state of Florida. I remember there was like an early, I want to say it was 2020, like an October game in 2020, Packers Bucks. He had like the worst game of his life.
Oh, yes. I know exactly what you're talking about. Yeah. Yes.
I remember watching that when I was like, I took my little, it was like COVID, right? I took my little sister to a pumpkin patch and I'm watching it on my phone, and Rodgers just had like the worst game of his life.
Even in, what was it, 2021, they had to play the Saints in Florida because of some sort of disaster, right?
Did they?
Yeah, they played in Jacksonville, and that was the game that Jameis threw 5 touchdowns, but for like 7 yards. And everybody thought that Jameis was a god. I think that's kind of where the Jameis stuff started.
I mean, what I laugh at, and I'm like, I actually made this analogy earlier in the week talking about the Colts. Remember the end of Drew Brees' career? It was no secret. Sean Payton, if they were going to go deep, would take
like he would take Brees off the field because he couldn't throw more than 30 yards.
Winston would throw like 2 50-yard bombs a game. Like if Winston was in, it was like, oh, he's going deep. Like no, everyone knew what was happening, and it still actually worked quite a bit.
Yeah.
I'm like, who do the Colts have that they can do that with instead of Phillip Rivers?
Not Anthony Richardson right now, because he's also dealing with
I mean, he's
Tyler
on the IR
Warren
with the orbital thing. Like, I mean, there's got to be someone on that Colts roster, not a quarterback, who has a stronger arm than Phillip Rivers.
I mean, you can't tell me there's not like a practice squad guy that you can't sign from somewhere who's got a cannon.
Not for nothing. Like, what are the Giants doing that they wouldn't grant Russell Wilson a release? And like the Colts, I mean, come on. Look, I know Russ gets a lot of hate, and a fair chunk of it is a bit warranted. But if you're the Colts, like, would you rather have Russ or Phillip Rivers? I feel like it's a no-brainer. It's Russ.
That's a them question. They've really emphasized, Rivers and Steikens knowing the system. They go back for,
because congrats, Mazel Tov. He's coaching high school football. It ain't sorry, no system is the same with 17-year-olds as it is in the freaking National Football League.
I hear you. All right, buddy. That's every game on the Week 15 slate covered, and we've got quite the parlay. I'm very excited.
I'm excited. We're going to be texting as soon as this is done about this parlay.
Yes, we will.
Can I have a little soapbox moment to close out? Like an around the horn, like 30 seconds.
Yeah. Take your FaceTime.
All right. Thank you. First off, I'd like to thank the Academy. 2 quick topics. The first one much quicker than the second. Last time I came on this show, I did make it a point to say if I was on a third time, I deserved a spot in the intro. I did notice I'm still not in the intro, so a little heartbroken about that. The serious FaceTime topic. Can we in 2026 bring back jazz clubs? Because I went to one last night, Jarrett, and I got to say, they are the best.
Like, it's amazing that you haven't seen La La Land and you're saying this. Continue.
Like, there is nothing better than getting dressed up for a date night and going to a jazz club and drinking a dirty martini with live music. And like, we need to bring that kind of like old Hollywood scene back in 2026.
I'm so on board with that. I've always said that if I wasn't
heading towards the Great Depression anyway, might as well act like it's the Roaring 20s.
Yeah. I've always said that if I wasn't doing this for a living, I would love to be a 1940s gangster. And I think a lot of that has to do with just the aesthetic of 1940s Hollywood and wearing fedoras with good suits and chain smoking nonstop and standing around a crime scene going, I wonder what happened here. Like all of that sounds so fun to me.
You also sound like you might have just been the radio announcer for the Brooklyn Dodgers when the color barrier was broken. And in steps the Robinson fella, man.
Comment everybody now is Jackie Robinson, number 42.
Well, we all know if you were a gangster, Jarrett, that you'd be a Peaky Blinder. Everyone knows that. But
man, that's the dream, isn't it? That's
my soapbox moment. 2026, let's bring back jazz clubs and SIGs inside.
SIGs inside. That was always the chant of my college house during parties. Yeah, that was the greatest. Gosh, we should just. Do you miss like smoking ads? Were we old enough to like see like actual smoking ads?
No, the only ones I remember were like, I used to be able to swim.
Yes. I used to be a smoker. Now I haven't.
R.I.P. to that guy. I'm sure he's gone.
Yeah, I'm sure.
But don't know, can't confirm, but I'm sure he's gone.
But there was a time where like Winston still sponsored NASCAR in our livelihoods. I think that went away after 2003. So like there was a time.
It's NASCAR.
Oh, come on. we're not going to besmirch the great name of NASCAR. NASCAR 26, I believe, is out. I'd have to go look on the PlayStation.
I cannot get into, but I also don't like F1. I'm just no racing. I'm not into any.
I can't really do F1 either. I'm not going to pretend to be like the most giant NASCAR fan. Like during the summer, like I'll have it on as like good background noise while I work, and it's just fun to say the names. Like, what do you mean? There's a dude named AJ Allmendinger. That's great. That's fantastic. You know what? Next time you're on the show, we'll do real name or fake name. I'll give you some NASCAR names.
I can't wait for this.
Yeah, that'll be good. I'll make up some names. You got to decide if it's a real NASCAR driver or not. That'll be good.
It's going to be like East-West Bowl, but instead of East-West, it's like just north or south of the Mason-Dixon line.
Yeah. You just got to figure out is Greg Biffle really a NASCAR driver? He is. At least he was. So that'll be fun. I'll put a pin in that. Buddy, what do you got going on? CBS Sports, a bunch of other ventures that you're doing right now. You're all over the place.
Social media too, at Joe Ceraulo, Instagram at the Joe Ceraulo, Twitter. Decided last week I'm going to start posting vids with my picks every single day. So if sports gambling is your kind of thing, at Joe Ceraulo on Instagram, at least one, if not multiple reels a day with my best bets. I started doing it last week. I ripped off 5 straight winners to start. Believe I'm 6-2 in the 8 I've done so far. So catch them all there.
No, that's exciting. I don't know a lick about college basketball, but like if I'm bored on a Tuesday night, I'll see what you did and maybe I'll tail it with you.
I have it in. So like I mentioned the spreadsheet, my college hoops record this year, I'm 56-37, up 29.5 units.
That's bonkers.
It's ridiculous. And the units I usually I'll always specify next to the games. Like last Friday night, Gonzaga, Kentucky, I was a 3-unit play. So my unit's $100. So I put 300 on it. Zags to I forgot what the spread was. They were favored by 3.5. They won by 40. So,
Jesus.
College hoops. I mean, the season is not even, maybe it's 6 weeks old. The season's about 6 weeks old. And I've already fired on over 90 bets, hitting over 61%. And I've already made just about $3,000 on college hoops in like 6 weeks.
Well, that's all you talk about Hunter Biden being a spokesperson for crack. You just talked me into betting college basketball. So yeah, follow along with Joe and everything that he's doing right now. If you're watching this on YouTube, like and subscribe. If you're listening as a podcast, comment and review. We'll be back after week 15 to get everything recapped. Joey, I love you to death, buddy. Thank you so much for coming on, and I'll see you very soon.
You're the best, man. Thanks for having me.
All right, everybody. Take care till Monday. This is the Pump Fake.